All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to April 20th MakerDAO Community Call. My name is David Utrobin. I am a frequent host here on this call, a longtime MakerDAO community member, employee at the Maker Foundation, et cetera, MIP editor, overall MakerDAO fanboy. But I am joined here today with Alex Shevchenko. I hope I got your last name right. Okay, cool.
Super cool. Yeah, it's
Sweet.
not always when people are getting it.
See, I come from a Russian background, so I read your name and I got it. You know, Shevchenko, class. But yeah. So I'm joined here by Alex from Near Protocol, and Near is a really interesting protocol. I first found out about them back in ETH Denver 2019 when one of their team members, oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, invited me to do an episode on their whiteboard series. And in general, I have a huge amount of respect for Near with regards to their community building and development and outreach. If you go on their website, they have just done an absolute ton of stuff to connect developers, get people interested in what they're building, especially because it is so close to what Ethereum is. So for those of you that don't know what Near is, my understanding is it is a layer 1 blockchain, so it's not an Ethereum layer 2 solution, but it is also a sharded POS blockchain. So that's about the extent of my personal understanding of Near. So I'm going to give it over to Alex, and he's going to further introduce himself. And I am curious to hear a little bit more about what Near actually is, and maybe a bit about what the difference between Near and ETH 2.0 is to start. But yeah. So Mike's all yours, Alex.
Okay, super cool. So I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, okay. So initially I planned to talk a little bit more about the Rainbow Bridge, the actual product that we have launched pretty recently. But let's start with myself and Near. I'm the product manager at Near, and I'm taking care of the two projects that are connected with the Ethereum community. One is the Rainbow Bridge that I'm going to talk about today and show you a little bit. And the second one is the EVM project. It's not a very good name for it, but in general, the idea of the project is to enable Ethereum runtime on Near. So literally, people will be able to bring their dApps and bring their wallets and bring their SDKs and framework for developing stuff like Truffle or Hardhat, and just be able to use it on Near. Yeah. So obviously Near, so this is what I'm doing here. With regards to the differences in between Near and Ethereum, so the differences are pretty drastic. Ethereum 1.0 was created some years ago, and since then, a blockchain itself made a leap forward. So there are some of the things that we're trying to solve right now. And first of all, this is the scalability problem. And as David, you said, Near is a sharded blockchain with a proof of stake type of consensus. So it is super fast. Yeah, and one additional thing that I can add here is that it dynamically scales. So according to the Lord, it can reshard itself just on the protocol level. So you don't need to install new shard. You don't need to do anything. It just scales with the load. The higher amount of transactions you're having, the bigger amount of shards you have. So if to give you a little bit from the technical side, an outlook here is that if the target, for example, for Bitcoin blockchain is to have one block per 10 minutes, and everything in the Bitcoin blockchain is trying to deliver this metric. So in Near blockchain, the same metric is to have the blocks only half filled with transactions. So we have also a gas, and we have 1,000 tera gas per block. This is the limit. So blockchain tries to optimize it to have only 500 tera gas per block in transactions. So if it is more than that, then it tries to reshard itself and things like that. So that's the outlook. The difference, well, the difference between Near and Ethereum 2.0 is not that big. In general, all of the idea, especially from the user standpoint, all of the ideas are the same. The devil is in the tech details. How the things are working? What are the algorithms and stuff like that? Well, and obviously, Near is already there in the market for sure. Our point of view on the future of the blockchain is that it's not going to be a single chain to rule them all, but rather multiple chains. So we are an adepts of multi-chain future. So we are not putting ourselves as a competitors to Ethereum, but rather we are trying to enable some new stuff. Yeah, and so for now, we know that there is a huge problem in Ethereum ecosystem, and David, we chat prior to the call, and everything that you do, you need to pay $100 for it. And actually, that was the problem that started from which Rainbow Bridge have started. So, what was the reason for building the bridge? Obviously, Ethereum is there. Obviously, it is a leader. The only thing that we can give to the leader is try to solve some of the problems. Yeah, but what to do? And this is obviously scaling. Yeah, but what to do with Ethereum legacy, which is not the legacy, but which is the market here. Yeah, what to do with all of the contracts that have been developed there? What to do with all of the liquidity that is locked there? What to do with all of that stuff? You cannot just build another layer one and convince everybody to come to us, and that's it. Because like, people are not able to move their assets together. It's like you're moving in between different countries. So imagine that tomorrow you need to relocate, I don't know, to Japan, and you are unable to bring with you your money. You're unable to bring with your devices and gadgets that you are using. The only thing that you can bring with you is yourself. So you go naked into the airport, and you start new life from scratch in Japan. I believe
That's
nobody will
hilarious.
be
Oh
able
my
to do
god.
that, literally. So at least you need to bring your money together with you. So, and the concept of the bridge is not new, and yeah, just the thing that gives you an ability to transfer some data from one blockchain to another blockchain. So Rainbow Bridge was in development for already a couple of years. So at first it was just a vague idea. It was actually the internal hackathon when the Rainbow Bridge started. So it was an idea to build it and to deliver it.
Alex, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. So the quick question is about the Near protocol itself. When did Near launch officially, and like how long has it been around? Not the bridge.
Yeah. So the mainnet launch was in October last year,
Cool.
2020. So we are almost about half a year in the mainnet.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to get that just for context. All right, sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, and to give everybody some kind of sense of the size of the legacy of the Ethereum legacy, I would say. So it's around 60 billion in locked value as of Sunday after the drop. Right now, people are seeing that drop and trying to move outside of tokens, but still the size is pretty big. And if we are taking a look into the graphs on the DeFi pools, it just grows, and it's not going to go anywhere from here. So DeFi is with us, and I believe many of you who's watching this are also like a big users of the DeFi ecosystem. So we want to preserve this. We want to be people to move their assets from their places where they live to Japan. Yeah. So in general, the Rainbow Bridge is just a tool for Ethereum and Near interaction. If you have something on Near and you have something on Ethereum, then you are able to make these things interacting. And the most simple use case here is the tokens. Yeah. So what actually happens is that you are able to move your tokens from one blockchain to another, but we are not limiting ourselves to tokens only. We are saying that, for example, if your smart contract has some data, has something that is stored in the storage, then you can move this information to the other blockchain. Literally, you can think of Rainbow Bridge as an oracle of the different blockchain, of everything that is located on the different blockchain.
Can you give like a practical example of like what's something that would use that? Curious.
Yeah, sure. Very simple. So imagine the following. Nowadays, to launch a DAO on Ethereum costs a lot. Just because, well, you need to deploy the contract, and then you need to establish some kind of voting mechanism, and it just hell amount of transaction costs that you need to pay.
Right.
And for example, the DAO is managing some kind of fund. So it chooses the investment strategy of this fund. It chooses to whom to where to invest in, what projects to invest, stuff like that. So this is pretty common, and I believe actually Maker considered to move to fully DAO operations like about a year ago. So so this is a natural use case. So what you can build, what you can do with the bridge is that you can build this DAO on Near, have all of the voting happening on Near, and only transfer the results of the voting to Ethereum, where the liquidity of this fund is located. So you transfer in there, and just one transaction happens on the Ethereum side, and everything is cool.
Nice. So does it work like it keeps the contract in sync with the original chain that it's reading it from? So like, let's say we wanted to mirror the Maker protocol on Near using this kind of solution. You'd be able to do that, and then I'm just trying to understand, like wrap my head around practically how it would work.
This is super cool question because I have the next slide.
Oh, sweet.
And the next slide is exactly about how the bridge is working. Well, literally, what we have built is that we implemented two light clients. One is on Ethereum, and this is a Near light client on Ethereum. And there is Ethereum light client implemented on Near as a smart contract. So these two smart contracts, what they do, they check on the consensus algorithm of both networks. So what we do, we're taking every Ethereum block, header of the Ethereum block, and sending it to the ETH on Near client, as depicted on this slide. ETH on Near client is a smart contract that checks the ETH hash and checks that everything is okay according to the rule of the longest chain. All of that stuff. It checks and it says, okay, so this is the current state of Ethereum. And we do the same in the different directions. So we periodically take Near blocks and send it to Ethereum. This is and the Near on ETH client is checking the consensus, Near consensus. The good thing about that is that we do not need to add every Near block, because if we would do it, we are going to bankrupt ourselves just because of the Ethereum transactions fees. Because every update here is the Ethereum transaction. So yes, you can see here that there is a watchdog, and this is Near to ETH relay. So this is about how we are sending the transactions to Near on ETH clients. The problem is that Near blockchain has a specific cryptography, which is not SEP keys, which this is the Edwards curve cryptography, and there is no easy way how to check it, because there is no precompile on Ethereum. So you might think of us as of crazy people, but we developed our own cryptography, Edwards curve check. Edwards curve signature check on Ethereum as a smart contract, and we are the first one who did it. So, but still, it is very, very expensive, because this is solidity and everything is tracked there. So we are not checking it every time. But however, what we have like an optimistic submission of the header. But we have also a watchdog or a service that is watching what was submitted, and in case there is some kind of problem there, the watchdog is able to submit a challenge, and then the client is checking everything. And relays and watchdog, they are fully open sourced. Clients are just smart contracts, so people are actually not so. So our bridge actually doesn't have any additional entities to which users need to trust. So it is fully trustless bridge. You will not find here any type of the validators of the bridge, or like keepers of the bridge, or like people who ensure the security committee of the bridge and stuff like that. It is fully trustless, and anyone is able to run relayers and the watchdog service just to watch what is happening there. But it is fully trustless, and the users literally need to trust to Ethereum consensus and near consensus, and that's it. That's it.
Speaking of a near consensus, I'm curious, how many validators are currently on near? Like, I'm curious about the size of the network and
it's
really...
it's 60 validators at the moment.
Cool.
The way how these validators are determined, so since we have this proof of stake consensus algorithm, that in order to become a validator, you need to have more than 3 million in stake in near. The good thing about that you might not own all of the near, and ordinary people who own some near, they're able to delegate to validators to stake on behalf of them. And normally people do not need to spin up their own validators. They are delegating to others, and only companies that are proficient in maintaining the nodes, stuff like that, then they are validated. We have a long list of people who would like to join the validators. There is a limit. There is a protocol limit for 60 validators at the moment. I believe within a month or something, we are going to increase the amount of validators to 100.
Nice. I'm curious about like the logic behind doing a limit there, and also I saw that there's a question in the chat from Peyton. I'll read it out after you answer my question first.
Can you repeat once again?
Yeah, sure. So my question was about. Oh man, am I gonna blank out right now? My question. I think I am. All right. So while I try to remember my question, let me read Peyton's question. So kind of a double question. Can anybody set up a watchdog, and how are challenges addressed when they arise? Wondering both from a good faith challenge and a malicious challenge perspective. Yeah. So the question is, can anybody set up a watchdog, and how are challenges addressed when they do arise?
Super cool question. Watchdog is a piece of the bridge. You can go to the github.com/near/rainbow bridge and see the information about the watchdog there. You can spin it up and just work with it. With regard to the challenges and how they are addressed, the thing is working the following way. Near to ETH relays, they need to stake some ETH. The limit at the moment is 3 ETH. And they're staking this ETH to near on ETH clients in order to submit the relaying transactions. In case their relaying transaction was challenged, they get penalized, and this money go directly to the watchdog. And with regard to the wrong challenges, obviously the watchdog creates a challenge, and this is an Ethereum transaction. So watchdog need to pay for the challenge because of the gas fees. So there is no incentive to send malicious challenges that are not correct. Yeah, because you will not get anything in return for this. So yeah.
What's the reward if you do submit like a valid challenge?
I believe this is a portion of this locked 3 ETH. It goes directly to watchdog.
That makes sense.
Okay, so this is the core of the bridge, yeah. And now when you have these light clients, when you have headers of the different blockchain on your blockchain, you are able to do anything that you potentially can imagine with these headers. So, for example, and in these headers, you have the root of the state of the blockchain, yeah. Which means since everything is Merkleized, you can able to prove anything which is there. And one of the most simple thing is to prove some kind of events that are happening on Ethereum or state of some specific smart contracts. But here is the communication protocol. Yeah, this is the way how the communication is organized, and what the developers are going to introduce is the actual like objects that are communicated in between different networks. And one of the most simple objects to be communicated is an ERC20 token. So I'm going directly right now to what it is there with the bridge. So the bridge is there and it is live since 15th of March. So we are more than a month in operations. No major issues were happening there. No hacks, nothing. And one of the reasons for this is that we have been developing the Rainbow Bridge for a pretty long period of time. And last summer, we did the security review of it. Since then, we were doing a little bit of refactoring, but nothing major was changed there.
In regards to the security review, really quickly, I am curious about the general approach to security that Near took both with the protocol and with the bridge. And I'm curious to hear more details on that.
So that's the good question. I'm pretty new to the company, so this information might not be fully relevant. But as far as I understand, at some moments in time, Near hired a top-tier company to do their security review of the critical contracts that we have. And these are the staking contracts, the validator contracts, and Rainbow Bridge contracts. And it was like a big security review last summer, just prior to the launch of the mainnet. And within that review, since that review concluded that everything is okay, first of all, obviously, the thing that was launched it was the mainnet, and then Rainbow Bridge was launched only now. It's just because we were doing some additional tests, we actually figured out that there are a couple of bugs that we needed to fix. But everything
nice,
is there.
Yeah.
So that was the approach.
Sweet. Thanks for that overview.
Yeah. So continuing with the things that you are able to transact over the bridge right now. So ERC20s are able to be transacted from Ethereum to Near. And for this, there is a specific front end I'm going to show you right after this slide. And right now, so we did a public big announcement of Rainbow Bridge only on the 6th of April. So we tried to, we actually did some kind of quiet launch on 15th of March. People from our community, unfortunately, spotted it. Well, maybe fortunately, maybe unfortunately, they spotted it right away. So they started to do the transactions. But the big push was on the 6th of April. So since then, it's like a couple of weeks since then right now, and already more than 0.7 million already transferred over the bridge back and forth. Because of the way how the storage in Near works, in order to create an account, you need to own a little bit of Near. However, to ease the access to Near for Ethereum ecosystem, we created Faucet. Or it's not we, it's our friends from Paras who are working with NFTs. So they are hosting now Faucet. I'm going to show you again in a second how it's working. So anyone who has more than 0.05 Ether, so almost anyone, is able to create a free Near account for themselves. So you can just use that link and yeah, do it. So there is also analytics. I'm going to show you in a second. There is also support group if you have any problems. And the main question is, what the heck to do with the bridge tokens on Near? This is because like in Ethereum, you have lots of DeFi applications already working, and this is why you want to have these tokens. So DeFi ecosystem in Near is comparably small to Ethereum, obviously, but we are starting slowly but surely, and we already have an AMM on the mainnet. So this is the project that is called Ref Finance. I'm going to show you again in a second how to use it and what is the fee that you're actually going to pay for doing a swap.
Nice. While you pull that up, I do have a quick question. My question is about the the properties of the Near protocol, how composable is it compared to the Ethereum layer 1 or V1?
This is a super good question. Near protocol is not composable at all.
Okay, cool, fair enough.
The reason for this is that it is sharded. So you cannot do the composability in non-synchronous environment. You cannot do the cross-contract calls in Near synchronously. So all of the calls are async. So you can think of this as that, like F 1.0 is a single core CPU.
Mm-hmm.
Everything there very simple, straightforward. Near is a multi-core CPU, and the amount of cores can increase and can decrease. So you cannot rely on the fact that some smart contracts are near to each other and they are able to directly call them. So normally we are given some kind of an abstraction to developers that contracts are fully separated. They're laying in the different shards, so the cross shard call can be pretty long. So that's why they are async.
Yeah, cool. I suspected as such, and thank you for confirming my suspicions. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you the Rainbow Bridge frontend and faucet. So let's start with faucet. So you need just to go to faucet.parse.id. As simple as that. So I'm already logged in here with my MetaMask. You can log out. So you just need to click here, log in with MetaMask. The MetaMask will pop up. You will need to log in and do all of the stuff, all of the usual stuff that you do with the MetaMask. And what it says that you need to sign an ERC 712 message. And this is the message that you are signing. So this is pretty simple. And then Faucet understands that you are a legit owner of this key, and then you are able to create it. Yeah, but I already have the account. So for all of you who are watching this and would like to create a new account, this is a place. This is the way how you can create.
Might have to play with it
And
later.
Near Wallet. Yep. And the Near Wallet looks pretty cool. So this is how it looks like. You are able to see your balance in the wallet. Obviously, some simple stuff. You can send, you can receive, you can buy additional Near. You have the information about what is happening in Near. And you have also a list of tokens. And you can see here that I already have some tokens. I have many fun tokens. For example, banana token. I'm not going to go very deep into it, but some kind of fun project is having banana tokens. But you have here anti and USDT, and this N is actually means that these are the breached tokens. So we just name the tokens that were breached with a small N before them to represent that this is a near copy of the token. And the wallet is like in general nice. So we have here an ability to stake. As I said to you, Near is a proof of stake blockchain, and users can delegate to others. So I can potentially stake my tokens somewhere and choose to validate this, but obviously I'm not doing this. Yeah. So what I wanted to show you is actually, so you obviously can go and figure out what is happening in the wallet on your own. Pretty straightforward. So the bridge is located at ethereum.bridge2near.org. And in order to, I'm going just to disconnect here. In order to use the bridge, so this is the bridge interface. In order to connect to the bridge, well, you just need to connect to MetaMask and Near Wallet. Yeah, so you need to have a place from which you're sending your tokens and where you're receiving your tokens. So, oh yeah, I'm disconnecting everything. Okay, so you need to connect using MetaMask. Super simple. And connecting to Near. And the way how Near Wallet is working is that it redirects to the wallet itself. And I'm just saying that Ethereum bridge to near.org is requesting an access to my account. So I'm allowing this application to see the information about my account. And what you will see, so this is the transfer that I already started because I was preparing a little bit, and the transfer just takes some time. I didn't want to waste your time. But what you're doing is like you're clicking on new transfer. You're choosing the direction that you are going to be transferring. So this is a transfer from Ethereum to Near. I'm just clicking continue, and I need to select what I want to transfer. And the good thing is that there is no limit of the token, of which tokens are you transferring. If you want to transfer wrapped ETH, you can do it. If you want to transfer sushi, you are able to do it. If you want to transfer DAI, which is number first on our list, you're also able to do it. Or you can transfer any ERC20 to Near. Literally, you can fill in here the token address, and it's going to work. So it works for any ERC20, which is cool. So you select DAI, for example. I would like to transfer one DAI, and then you just approve the transfer. And then I'm not going to do this. I already started the transfer, and there are some stages that you pass in right here. So you need to approve the transfer. This is the approved transaction. This is pretty natural for all of you who are using the ERC20s. And then is the actual transfer. This is the transaction that is happening on the Ethereum side. Then we need to give some time for the bridge to sync and have this additional 20 confirmations of blocks on the Ethereum side. And the last thing that you need to do is to deposit one DAI to Near. So you just click deposit, and then the front end is actually okay. Failed to bill receipts, try roads. I'm not sure what's happening here.
So how many total Ethereum transactions is this process? It's the approved transaction, and then it's the start transfer, and then the deposit, or is it? I'm just trying to understand which of these is Ethereum versus Near.
It's only two transactions.
Okay.
The approved transaction, which can be discarded in case you already approved for the locker contract a big amount.
Mm-hmm.
And there is only one transaction in this transfer. Okay,
I get it. Sweet.
So need to figure out what is happening here. This is the demo curse when everything starts to break when you're trying to show it.
Yeah, it always breaks. Demos are the worst.
Yeah, but the problem is with the front end. It's not with the contracts, because like everything is working on the contract side.
Got it.
So literally, what should have happened here is that the front end should redirect me into the wallet, into the Near wallet. I'm signing the finalization transaction on Near, and then I see my additional one DAI appear. And the way how you are able to use it, as I was saying, that you need to have some kind of reason why you like to reach your tokens to Near. And the reason is here. The reason is Ref Finance. You can go to app Ref Finance. Yeah, just load. So this is Ref Finance is an AMM solution. And this is the place where you are able to swap your tokens. So for example, I have some USDT right here. So I have 307 USDT here. And so again, you need to log in using your Near wallet here. So you have in this, and I would like, for example, to swap, I don't know, 10 USDT to DAI. And I just swap in it. And then there is a transaction. It comes to Near wallet. It says that you need to sign the transaction. I'm doing it. Transaction confirmation time on Near blockchain 1 to 2 seconds. So this is done very, very fast. And we can view what was the swap on the Explorer. This is near Explorer. This is like near Etherscan. It looks like that. And as you can see, the gas, the transaction fee is 0.00117 near, which is in current prices is around half a cent for a swap. So here is for all of you who are listening to this, who are watching this video, here is for you the incentive. This is a half cent swap that you're able to do on your blockchain.
I'm curious about this. I'm curious about the AMM itself.
This is super cool. And,
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, unfortunately, if I will not be having a full-time work, I will be doing lots of arbitrage trades on the ref finance right now, just because there is so many opportunities to do that, and you are able to earn lots of money here.
Yeah, Alex, I was curious about the AMM itself. I'm curious how much like liquidity is on it, and I was looking at the different pools, but I can't tell which one has like the most actual US dollar value liquidity. Is it sorted by like pool size, or is it sorted just kind of by alphabetical
I
order?
don't know.
Looks like it might be alphabetical, actually. No, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's better to ask people who are developing ref finance.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what is here located.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. And then besides the AMM, I'm curious what other applications are on Near. I know that there's a few NFT platforms like what was it? It was like Flux, Mintbase, and Paris, and you showed us a little bit about Paris. But yeah, I'm curious what other emerging apps are in the Near ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. I can show you actually. There is a prediction market that is called Pulse. Yeah, that's it. So this is a prediction market that is launched on top of Flux. And in this prediction market, you are able to obviously to predict some stuff, to put some bets, I would say, in different tokens that are located on your blockchain. So here's one of the markets here, and it is nominated in wrapped Near. We obviously have Near also has a wrapped Near in a similar way how Ethereum has wrapped Ether. But there are some other markets that are available in for example, NDAI. Will Real Madrid win against Chelsea? So here is the prediction market. The liquidity size is 5,000.
It's honestly not bad.
Yeah. So this is another thing that you are able to use right here, right now. I believe there are lots of fans of football that are starting to populate Pulse with prediction markets on this. So as you can see, Real Madrid, Chelsea, and who will win Champions League. And there are multiple options here. Yeah, here's another in United, Manchester, and Paris Saint-Germain, stuff like that. Many of the different stuff that you're able to use right now.
Yeah, nice.
But more to come. This is only the beginning. As I said to you, the bridge was launched about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, the bridge is super new. Yeah, I'm excited to see what other apps not just like start building on Near, but I'm also curious who's gonna like fully like fork and migrate and create parallel versions. Like maybe one example, like I imagine Pool Together might like how easy would it be to like relaunch Pool Together in sync with the Ethereum version? Would that be difficult for a community to navigate?
So I believe it will be not very simple. And the reason for this is that the smart contracts that we are taking a look here, Ref Finance and Pulse, these are the smart contracts that are written in native Near runtime. So it's not based contracts. So you need to write them from scratch. But the thing that can help is our projects, and I'm coming back to my short deck. And I would like to answer now to all of you question what's next, what is coming next after this current situation. So the next thing that we are going to launch an additional connector to the bridge that will allow to transfer to Ethereum. Yeah. So Near
so right now it's just one way. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, can you repeat?
So right now the bridge is only one way. You can only go from Ethereum to Near.
It's not correct.
No.
So it's only ERC20s that you're able to bridge. You're able to bridge ERC20s here and return it back.
Okay.
You cannot bridge your native assets.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is what is going to be next, and pretty soon, within 1 month from now, we are going to launch a project that is called Aurora, and there is the first time when we are revealing this for all of us, for everyone, like publicly revealing the information about this project. And this is going to be a joint project in between Bridge and Rainbow Bridge and the EVM. So these two projects that I'm leading, they are combined under one hood that is called Aurora. And this is going to be a sandbox, or not a sandbox. This is going to be the EVM runtime on Near with the bridge that is connected to it. And answering your previous question, so with Aurora, in less than 1 month's time, you will be able to easily migrate any existing Ethereum application to Near and enjoy that half a cent fees on the transactions. So you will just deploy. Well, literally, what it will take from you or from your developer team is to change the RPC. You just change the RPC to a different network. You just put the different network ID, like the numbers. Yeah, for Ethereum is 0, for Ethereum Classic is 1, and stuff like that. So you put there Near, and actually this is it, you do not need to do that. This is done automatically. So you just need to change the RPC, and and just deploy and use all of the tools that you are used to use. So MetaMask is going to work, Truffle is going to work, Hardhat is going to work. Everything that is there is going to work with that stuff.
Nice. And Alex, can you remind me what the date of Aurora launching is?
The date is not public right now, but within the months it will be launched.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so literally that's almost it. What I wanted to share. I wanted to have a bunch of time to answer the questions. So
Yeah.
What
thank you so much, Alex. Yeah, so there was at least one other question that Pros had asked. So referencing your comment on doing arbitrage with the ref finance AMM, he asks, so let's say you were looking to perform arbitrage on an ERC20 token. How long would it take to send over the bridge, do the swap, and send it back?
Yeah. So that's a super cool question. It's going to take lots of time. So you need to. It's not like a thing that you need to expect to do in a moment. So transfer from Ethereum to Near takes around 5 minutes, something like that, just because of the additional confirmations that we need to have. Transfer from Near to Ethereum takes up from 4 to 16 hours. And that's because we cannot send Near blocks too often to Ethereum, because even like right now we're sending blocks every 12 hours, and the cost of operating the relayer, which anyone is able obviously to do to launch, but for us the cost is around 60 Ether per month, a little bit less than that, but something like that. It's just because of checks of the signatures and stuff like that. So to check the Near consensus on the Ethereum is super costly. So we cannot allow ourselves to send transactions more frequently. So the transfer back is going to be from 4 to 16 hours.
Yeah, nice.
Still, it's better than for some of the optimistic rollups, or for many of the optimistic rollups that are saying that it's 1 week of the transfer. So we are still faster than them, and we actually have a plan how to make it almost instant. So again, something like 5 minutes, but this is only because of the finality of the Ethereum blockchain. So there is a pretty solid plan in place. It's just we are not focusing right here, right now on it, because we would like to deliver Aurora. But after Aurora, before the end of summer, the transfer back is going to be as fast as the transfer from Ethereum to Near.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's super exciting. So I also remembered my earlier question that I had spaced out on. My question was about the 60 validator limit. I was curious about what the logic was for having that cap.
I do not have any idea.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I see some questions coming in the chat, so let me read Notorious's question. How can Near and Rainbow Bridge work with NFT platforms? Will the current leaders in NFT like Super Rare, Nona, Origin be able to integrate Near so gas fees will be reduced?
So I see no problem in doing that. So actually, we have a company Mintbase that is also pretty known. It's always obviously it's not super rare, but also pretty known, and they are just moving directly on here. Literally nothing is stopping from developing a connector that will be able to bridge NFTs, and then you can trade NFTs on Near, or you can issue NFTs on Near, sell it on Near, and then in case you would like to sell these NFTs to some kind of bigger marketplaces, then you can move it to Ethereum. Yeah, right here, right now, you can use Paras.id. This is an NFT marketplace that is already on the mainnet, and lots of deals happening there. So the guy who invited you on the whiteboarding series, potentially it was Alex Skinner, who is the CTO of the company.
Yeah, I think it was Alex. Yeah, it's a tall guy, blonde. Yeah.
Yeah. So recently he bought on the Paras card an NFT of a cost more than $5,000 or something like that. So it was 1,000 €, something like that.
So out of curiosity, because I am unfamiliar with what the standards, like token standards for NFTs are these days, do they all kind of fall under one standard, or has there been fragmentation?
Yeah, so super cool question. Near obviously is trying to learn on the experience of Ethereum. So we have a good fungible token standard. It is called NAP 141, but you may just disregard the naming. So there is a fungible token standard in place. And pretty recently, we finalized the non-fungible token standard that is also, it's used everybody. So it is pretty convenient to work with. It is pretty cheap in terms of the transaction fees, so it doesn't involve many additional things. Yeah, and it is tested already with Paras and Minbase, so they are following this standard. So all cool from that point of view.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah, I'm curious how Aurora is going to work with like I guess bridging the standards on Near and the standards on ETH and kind of I wonder what ETH assets on Ethereum are going to look like and trade like.
So we don't want to impose any additional stuff for Aurora for EVM. Everything that there is on Ethereum can be deployed there. ERC20s, DeFi applications, NFTs in any ways, ERC721s or ERC1155 or anything.
Yeah.
So just use everything that you have, everything that you have developed. Just even do not migrate, just deploy. So this is our approach. We do not want people to recompile their code. We do not want people to have multiple branches in their repos to support Ethereum and Near network. You just use absolutely the same thing, and it works. This is our ideology, and this is what we are going to deliver.
So in practical question, like what if there's a smart contract upgrade on the Ethereum side? How does Aurora handle that?
Well, you would need to do the smart contract upgrade on Near side too.
Okay.
But the procedure for this is going to be absolutely the same.
Got it. That makes sense. All right. Enough of my questions. I think there's another one in the chat. Is there a way to see a snapshot of the current liquidity across the network? Mostly curious about how much DAI is on there compared to other ERC20 tokens.
Yeah, let me actually show you.
Yeah, any data dashboards actually, or any like really interesting resources like that would be appreciated.
So I'm going to Etherscan and to the contract address, which is the locker of ERC20s. And there is a way on Etherscan to see what is the value of all of the tokens that are locked on the contract. If you will open it, you will see here is the split. So, yeah,
so this
Tether is number one.
So this is what's been transferred through the bridge so far, right? What's
That's
currently
correct.
Okay, got it.
It's not what was transferred, but it's what these are the tokens that are available on Near at this particular moment.
That makes sense.
So here is the split in liquidity. Tether, DAI, Wrap Tether, USDC, and then Wrap BTC.
So here's the real question all the degenerates haven't asked yet. When yield farming? I'm just joking. I'm like half joking. No, but I know that AMMs and people who are trying to attract liquidity, obviously yield farming and diluting their themselves has been their favorite tactic this last DeFi season. So I'm curious if any projects are thinking of I'm curious if you think that the projects on Near will mirror like similar business tactics as ETH layer 1.
Yeah, for sure. I believe many will copy the same tactics. So I know more than I can tell, but
Fair
everything
enough.
will be there. There will be airdrops. There will be yield farming. There will be many of the stuff. Yeah.
Got it. So I have another question. At what point is Near like not feasible economically? So I know that there's like 60 validators. I know that there's some transaction fees happening, but I also know that it costs the protocol a lot to submit those Ethereum layer 1 transactions, right? You said something like 60 ETH a month. I'm curious about the financial like feasibility and economics of the protocol. If it's self-sustainable, if it's being subsidized in some way, etc.
Yeah. So relaying of the bridge transactions is a thing that you need to do only once, and it supports infinite amount of connectors. So it's like the whole ecosystem need to pay this 60F every month, and then all of the use cases are enabled. At the moment, Near Foundation is able to give the grant to the company who is maintaining the bridge, which is like super cool and super keen on them. I believe the value that Near Protocol receives every month of the operations of the bridge is much higher than 60F in general. So I do not anticipate that Near Foundation will quit funding the bridge. But even can you repeat once again? Are you muted actually?
Yes, I am. Sorry. My question was, how does the bridge actually make money? You mentioned that the bridge is going to pull in even more than the protocol itself.
So that's a good question. At the moment, bridge is not making money. So we are just free. So the usage of the bridge is the only thing that you're paying for the bridge is just the fees for the transactions. If you're transferring 100 DAI, then you will receive 100 DAI, and you will need to pay only the transaction on both sides. So all cool. And intended to have any transaction fees on here on the bridge itself.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking more of the other business models here, because obviously we would like to create some kind of sustainable model and not always
Of
just
course.
to the foundation for funding. And the thing that is in our heads, well, first of all, is Aurora. So the EVM runtime is going to be the major use case for the bridge, obviously. And even if near runtime use cases are not going to pay anything for the bridge, but Aurora is going to pay something for the bridge, well, okay, that's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one thing. So Aurora will have a business model, and Aurora can fund the bridge operations. This is one thing. And second thing is, what we are thinking about is that we have that 500,000 right now of locked liquidity on the Ethereum side. Well, and now it is just sitting on that contract.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, we can do something with it.
I know
So
exactly
we
where
we
you're
are
going. Yeah.
so we are going to wait a little bit, see how get some statistics on how people are transacting, how people are using the bridge. Then we will get some kind of safety margin of the funds that we are able to invest and we are able to lose. Then we will find an insurer who will be able to insure all of our operations. Uh, Bless you.
Oh, I didn't even sneeze yet, but you saw it coming, and I still haven't
Yeah,
sneezed.
yeah.
But thank you in
So this is
advance.
what we're going to do. This is another idea.
Nice. Yeah, that makes sense, and it sounds like there's multiple options for making it sustainable. So that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm definitely curious. Rehypothecation is a really interesting topic in general because it like increases risk. Like there's the whole question of, do you want users to opt in or require opting in, or do you want to just build it in and kind of let users assume that risk? But yeah, there's so many questions. But it's true, if you have idle assets, why shouldn't you be earning some sort of low risk return? Maybe you don't have to do all these crazy strategies and yield farm, but hey, if you have 100 ETH locked in that bridge, why not stake it on ETH 2.0 if you're able
Yeah,
to for that
absolutely.
4 or 5%? So yeah, that is really really cool. And actually, even that like it sounds like that might even be the potential for a model that makes it free for the end user altogether, if you're able to like basically make the money behind the scenes.
We are actually going on this. We're thinking that if there's enough money transferred to Near, and we are able to, with our investment strategies, to earn some money, we can use only the portion of it to pay for the bridge operations.
Right.
All of the rest give to people.
Exactly.
And this
Right.
means that like you're transferring 100 DAI, you are enjoying low fees on Near blockchain, and when you're trying to transfer things back, you get more money.
Yeah. You can earn interest. Yeah, everything's a deposit, right? Everything
Yeah.
everything can earn you interest potentially. But yeah, that's really fascinating. So we're at the top of the
This
hour.
obviously depends on the
Mhm.
amount.
Yeah, right. I mean, 7% a year on $100 might not be super attractive, but
Yeah.
7% a year on 100 grand, it's like 7 grand a year. It's not bad. But yeah, we're at the top of the hour, so I just wanted to say thank you everybody who came and watched. Thank you so much, Alex, for coming. I know we had like a little bit of technical issues, but it's all right. I think that I got a lot of information personally from this presentation, this conversation. So I definitely hope that carried to the people watching. And so yeah, it's going to be exciting to see where Near goes. It's going to be really cool to continue watching DeFi flourish. And yeah, any way people can reach out to you if they're interested in working and building on Near, and yeah, leaving your contact would be super good.
Yeah. So we have on the forum, on the Maker forum, there is a post there. I'm going to
I'll pull it
send
up.
the deck there, and actually some of the contact details there.
Perfect. Yeah, and likewise, I'm gonna upload this call and I'm gonna post the recording in that forum thread as well.
Okay, that's
Sweet.
cool.
All right,
Thanks
Alex.
for joining us.
Have a fine Tuesday, and yeah, thank you for joining us as well. And yeah, cheers.